About 25 years ago, I was invited to an event where they gave a bunch of kids between the ages of 12 and 18 a bunch of tokens, and set up a bunch of booths. The kids could go around, trade their tokens for family or covenants with Heavenly Father, and just all these different booths where they could trade these tokens for things of tremendous eternal value. They asked me to run a booth where I was asked to trade popcorn for tokens. And you know, as you can probably imagine, it was a church thing. The kids were pretty smart. They weren't falling for the old popcorn trick and trading their tokens and not have enough tokens for the things that really mattered. So I devised a sneaky plan. I put up a sign that said $10 for whoever can catch the most popcorn in their mouth by the end of the time we had together. And got a couple of kids over there started. Next thing you know, I had kids throwing popcorn to each other, counting. Really ended up having a big group of kids over there with me, and trying over and over to win this $10. Well, as often happens, they called time and they were out of time. And many of the kids hadn't spent their tokens, but they had wasted all their time at my booth. And I thought I was so slick, right? And you know, ultimately, these kids were left with really nothing. They hadn't traded their tokens for anything good, but they hadn't really traded their tokens for anything bad. They had just wasted their time. And I had basically taken up all their time, and now the game was over and they were kind of stuck in limbo. And you know, afterwards I had some of the leadership come up to me and say that was really sneaky and kind of dirty and underhanded. I said, well, that's kind of how the devil does things, right? I didn't even end up giving the $10 away because, you know, the devil lies. And so I didn't do that. Some of the kids were pretty upset at me, but I think they learned their lesson. But the interesting thing was that I felt like I learned more than they did. And because all too often I spend my time doing things that aren't important and don't really focus on magnifying the gifts that I've been given. And so this is a challenge, really not for you, but for me, to focus on what gifts we've been given by our Heavenly Father and magnify those, and quit just sitting around in comfort, to stretch ourselves, to push ourselves, to magnify those gifts. And I know if we'll do that, we'll really be blessed, and I think it'll make us happier as well. So hopefully that's helpful. Have a great day. Bye-bye.